South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln.
We're in this together, and we will get through this together. The vaccines are tested effective and needed.
Welcome to the clinic with Charm.
Get your COVID-19 vaccine so we can do this and this and this.
We are now boarding flight
together again because we got through it together. This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill, sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Got to fix my volume in my headset. Nick Sainer, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you today. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am fantabulous. How about you?
Not too bad.
Young hot shot?
Yeah. If we're going to get into that, as always, 402-464-5685. Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line. You're more than welcome to chime in all hour long, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can see me and Rico's faces there as well.
Our beautiful mugs. And you can comment on there.
Yes.
We will read them.
We will throw it up on the stream, and we'll get you guys shout outs there. First, as always, we have to do our first text of the day. And the winner here on September 8th is Rubber Duck from LinkedIn. So congratulations, Rubber Duck from LinkedIn.
You are the winner of
nothing. So congratulations there. Once again, 402-464-5685 all show long. Feel free to send in your thoughts, whether it's NFL season starts tomorrow night, so whether it's fantasy football thoughts. I had a slow pitch softball game last night, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Not the best showing, but we'll dive into that a little bit.
Not as bad as Sorensen, though.
No, he got. I played after him, and I saw blood dripping down from his knee.
Did you see what happened to him?
I did not.
I needed somebody who had a first eye account, because from what he says, I don't know really what happened, and I don't believe him at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to ask him right as he was coming out of the dugout and I was going in before my game. And he's like, I'll just tell you tomorrow. And so I don't know. I heard something about a fence. So if you were there last night, 6:15 game, I do know a couple of the guys that he was playing against. So I should have just asked them, because
what
they
he
wouldn't have lied.
says is he was rounding third. He couldn't slow down. And he was like almost in the dugout, and he like slipped and like barrel rolled into the fence. And then
Awesome.
he had enough time to get up and get back to third. But I'm like, why are you almost in the dugout? Why are you slipping? Like, how did you round third? I'm very confused.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't play baseball, but I know how to round the bases.
They tell you when you're going, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure on this. This is how they taught us in high school: is when you're rounding first, or I guess any base, but especially first, you want to take, and you know that you're going to have extra bases, or you want to take a round, I guess, to go so far wide that your hips line up to second base, basically, so that you go in a straight line. Okay. So you're kind of not, I hate using the term bananaing, but you're bananaing around. Bananaing
weird
around, kind of there on your way to first base when it's a sure single and your hips are lined up towards second base.
Okay.
And so that way plus then you have your vision is on the field, and especially where the ball is, right? And so I don't know if he was trying to do that. So we'll talk about the slow pitch softball game as well. A little bit of what else is to come in this next 54 minutes or so. Big Ten Conference released the all-conference schedule for Nebraska and every team. So we'll take a dive into there, talk about what the expectations are going into this season. It's going to be an exciting year for Husker men's basketball. And then obviously we'll talk some Buffalo as well. Unnamed texter goes, how far away was the fence from third base?
I don't know.
Probably
is it decently far?
It's probably between 5 and 10 yards.
Is there enough grass where
there's no grass?
Okay. Is there enough space where like you shouldn't be close to the fence?
You should not necessarily
when you're rounding third.
You should not necessarily be close to the fence. And also, I don't know. I guess I don't wear cleats, which I should. I should invest in some rubber cleats because I probably shouldn't wear my metal ones. Slow pitch softball.
Oh, you fancy.
Well, that's what you wore in high school.
You try hard.
Yeah, hot shot. So, I mean, should have invested in some rubber cleats, but I just wear tennis shoes, and I know a lot of people do. I'm not the most agile. I'm not the most athletic person in the world. I was a catcher. I don't run. I never, suggest that I can run successfully, and I slip all the time. You slip in the box and with just tennis shoes on. So I guess if Jake is saying that he slipped on third base, or when he was rounding third base and he just barrel rolled.
He slipped afterwards.
Yeah, so maybe it was, he was trying to push the envelope and
said he couldn't slow down. And my thing is like, first off, Jake, I don't think you're that fast.
Yeah, I will say, he was impressive after I
know.
I saw that he was ball bloody and everything, and then he stayed in the game. And so
shout out to him.
He was doing just fine.
I only played slow pitch softball 1 year. We won the championship that year. Shout out my team that year.
Shout out your team.
Shout out my team that year. It was full of former track guys.
So
I had my old like plastic cleats, like not like, I don't know, it was like the hard plastic that you like screw into the cleats. I had those from high school, from my high school football days.
Yep.
I had them with me at college for when we played intramural football. And I'm like, these are the only things I have, so I'm gonna use them.
Yeah. Well, anything that can get you traction. I thought about using golf cleats one day, but those are kind of going to supposed to stay nice.
Not.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just dive right into my slow pitch softball review right now. My team, it was a poor defensive showing. I think some of them are listening right now, so if they want to text in, they can. I did not play well defensively. I was at first base.
With a tiny glove.
First play of the game, I had an opportunity to climb the fence, but I missed it.
Climb the fence?
In foul territory.
Oh, I was like,
in foul territory. I don't think I would have made the catch necessarily, but it could have looked cool if
somebody got a picture.
Yeah, like if I just would have. But once again, not agile, not athletic, and so there's no way my big fat butt was getting up that fence. And
Poor guy.
That was a missed opportunity for a play. There was one line drive that I'm thinking about now that I look back, and if I would have taken one step to my right, I probably could have fielded it, but I just let it go by. So that was a missed opportunity. They had runners on first base, I believe. Nobody out. It was their biggest inning. And ground ball to me, my momentum was taking me to second base. I thought, perfect. Line it up to second base. We're going to twist it. All right. And twist the double play.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw way left of our shortstop covering second base into left field. And I was like, oh, this is brutal. And at that moment, that is the worst moment, is when you overthrow a fielder and you're just like, oh, and you're just watching that ball trickle into left field.
You're like, there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing I can do because I can't
me.
run. And I'm like, I just see all these people running and scoring, and I'm like, this is all my fault.
That's on me, guys.
And so I think we lost 23-6.
Oh my goodness. Did you do anything with the bat?
I had a couple singles. I had an RBI. I had a first RBI.
Did you pull one?
I hit one to the warning track in left field. And so I was close. I thought I got a hold of it, but credit to the pitcher, man. And he was a listener of the station, so I appreciate him taking it easier on us. Maybe. I don't think so. Because he was throwing knuckleballs and everything.
Did he throw a no home runner?
Yeah. No home runner. Wow. I didn't think about that.
Shout out to him.
And
I am also a member of that club.
So, yeah, it was not a good showing by my team last night. We are hoping playoffs start next week, Rico.
Okay.
Everybody makes the playoffs, so we're okay there.
Proud of you.
However, we're hoping that we get dropped down a division.
For the playoffs?
Yes. I think my buddy, our coach, quote unquote coach, is making a call to the office today and is like, listen, bro, we're 1-5. We need something to go our way here. And we're going to try to go down a division.
You need to try hard. I'll get out there with you.
We need something.
You need somebody that's going to run the bases like a maniac? I got you.
We need somebody fast. I think another thing is, I do need to say this. We had a sub last night and he struck out to end the game. He struck out to end the game. And we were in the
like swinging strike, or did you just let it go by?
Yeah, no, so you start with a 1-1 count.
Yeah.
He swung and missed at the first pitch, and we're like,
not
no.
good. Not good.
No. And it's so bad because earlier in the game he hit a gapper to right center. So we're like, we're gonna be okay.
He's got it.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good sub. And then he struck out to end the game on 2 straight pitches, and it was just like, oh my goodness.
What, you thought you were gonna come back or something?
So we were just hoping not to get run ruled. Yeah, and here's the thing is we get this off the text line. Drew, I think Drew was the guy that was the pitcher that we were playing. So congrats, Drew. Nice job. Drew, nice job. He goes, at least you didn't strike out, Nick. You're right. I did not strike out. Somebody else that must have either been on the team or on our team.
Somebody was there.
It says on a pitch that was 3 feet short.
Oof.
It was. And here's the thing is the pitcher, I'm guessing Drew, we're going to call him Drew. And
if it's not you, Drew, just take credit.
Sorry, man.
Just take credit.
But no, so he's like, I'm going to give him one short. And the hitter hurt him. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. The pitcher did. And he still just whoosh.
He said, I'm going to give him one short. And he was like, I'm going to swing at this.
And it was like, no, what are you doing? And so that is how the regular season ended, was on a strikeout. And so
ouch.
It's bad.
Well,
I just was not happy. Brian T says a strikeout on slow pitch. Boo that man. I agree. We did. Trust me.
So they called it a strikeout, but I fouled it off. But they were like, you start with the 1-1 count, yeah. And like it was like a 3-2, and I fouled it off, and they're like, the strikeout. And I was like, what? I was like, I fouled it off, and they're like, no, it's a strikeout.
So speaking of just not knowing the rules of slow pitch, my whole team, and believe it or not, our record would not indicate this, but we all played baseball. Most of them, over half the team played at Westland in college.
I think that actually makes it worse.
Yeah, and all of us played in high school. So like we know the rules to an extent. We know baseball rules, I should say. First game we got out there in slow pitch softball, and 3 people, we had the bases loaded, and I think it was the bases loaded. Either way, our runners left the bag early and got called out. And the umpire is like, "You're out." And all of us on the base pass were like, "What? Why is he out? What is going on?" And he's like, "You can't leave the bag early until it crosses the plate." And we're like, "Oh, new territory for all of us." It was unbelievable. So, yeah,
I always wanted to steal a base, but really can't.
Yeah, there was one guy, I almost threw him out. I was catching one game because they felt like
your natural position.
They had a better first baseman than me, but I mean, come on, it was better than a 5'9" guy at first base. So with an 11.5-inch glove. So yeah, I was catching and a ball got past me and the guy stole second and I almost canned him from but way behind the plate, but it was just not in time. So
what a tragedy.
That is the slow pitch softball review for the week. If you would like to follow us into the playoffs, you're more than welcome to. Hopefully we're going to be in a lower division because we need it and we need it bad. So, okay. So yes, it was Drew that was pitching. So good job, Drew. All your junk last night. You were throwing some junk, man.
Okay. There you go.
You were throwing some, I corrected myself. I corrected myself. You didn't need to say it. I corrected. We're good.
Phrasing.
We're good.
Shout out.
Okay.
Nick's out here like, hey, shout out to Drew's junk.
No. We're good. We're good. All right, we're just gonna move on for that. So yes, my
good job, Drew.
My team last night lost 23-6, run ruled in 5 innings, and we are moving on to the playoffs.
How about we get to some Husker stuff?
Okay, so the Big Ten Conference released their
no free shout outs.
Yeah, no, definitely not anymore. We're done with shout outs. No shout out industry, baby, anymore. We're done. Anyway, moving on. Let's just put that behind us. The Big Ten Conference released their conference slate for both men's and women's basketball. Nebraska men's basketball will open up their Big Ten Conference play on December 4th at Indiana, which, side note, I think Assembly Hall would be really, really fun to go see and watch a game there.
It's historic.
I think it would be really, really cool to go watch a game there. And so they will open up Big Ten play against Indiana on December 4th. And at this time, please, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. Please send in your expectations for Nebraska men's basketball. We'll get to them here shortly. We're going to run through our expectations. Obviously, you can only kind of think about so much, but just knowing the roster and the personnel that they have and knowing what kind of coaching staff that Nebraska has downtown in there and here in Lincoln, you can kind of get a gauge on what your expectation is for the season a couple months before it starts. So, and they do have they obviously have the draft, the NBA scouting workout thing October 6th, I believe. And then the exhibition against Colorado on the 31st. So you're kind of close. You're getting close. It's sneaking up on us. So tell us your expectations. We'll get to those here shortly. But Indiana, Assembly Hall, December 4th. Indiana has a new coach. It's Mike Woodson.
My guy.
Rico is a bit. I found this out. I was going to ask you, Rico, before or during the show, but I asked you before instead if you were a Mike Woodson guy since he was at the Knicks.
Huge Mike Woodson guy. I love Mr. Potato Head.
And here's the deal, and you'll find this out about me. Every time we talk about Mike Woodson, I need to bring up this clip. And I think it's funny. It's kind of weird as well.
You're rude to Mike Woodson, and I don't appreciate it.
Until Mike Woodson gets a better video clip, this is the one I'm going to play every single time we talk about Mike Woodson.
Hi, Terry. This is Coach Mike Woodson, the new coach of the Indiana Hoosier basketball team. I just want to send a shout out to you and your beautiful ladies and wish you nothing but the best in your next game. Bring the title home. It'll be great for our great institution here.
So there's Mike Woodson.
It'll be great for our great institution here.
And every time I hear that clip, I just think how it's kind of funny at the beginning. It's almost like he forgets where he's coaching. Hi, Terry. This is Mike Woodson, coach of the
Indiana Hoosiers.
men's basketball team. And so we have to bring that up every time.
Don't be rude to my man.
Probably not every time, but
definitely going to happen every time.
Yeah, with Indiana, it'll be played that week, going up to Nebraska's opening Big Ten conference game, their home opener against Michigan and Juwan Howard. Very interesting matchup. Michigan's going to be pretty good this year, and so definitely something to watch there. And going back to Indiana, though, they do return Trace Jackson as well. If you pay attention to Nebraska men's basketball recruiting at all, and
barely
prior to this staff, you might have remembered Xavier Johnson. He is actually at Indiana now. He was, I believe, recruited by Kenya Hunter back on Tim Miles' staff, and then he was actually committed to Nebraska, and then in turn decommitted after some of the guys from the staff left, went to Pittsburgh where he played with Trey McGowan's.
I was going to say, I thought he was somewhere else before.
Yeah, went to play with Trey McGowan's.
And then when he entered the transfer portal, people thought that there was a good chance of him going to Nebraska after, he had once committed, and the fact that he'd play with Trey McGowan's.
Yeah, and so Trey McGowan's tweeted something out about being able to play with or against Xavier Johnson, I should say. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch on a couple levels there, with Mike Woodson playing his first Big Ten conference game. Obviously, there'll be some fans there and stuff like that.
Mike Woodson, outside of last season's Knicks basketball season, the last winning coach for New York Knicks basketball was Mike Woodson.
Yeah, and you were telling me,
in case people forget.
Tell the listeners where you think the Knicks will finish next year.
I think the Knicks finish 4th seed or better.
Interesting. Where are the Bulls?
Bulls below that.
Do you think they make the playoffs?
I think they make the playoffs. I think like a 6th seed.
They better. They spent a lot of money. They better make the playoffs. So we'll run through some of their other games here. Following Indiana, they have a home slate against Michigan and Ohio State. Then they go on the road.
That Michigan game is going to be fun.
Yeah, especially with it being the first home Big Ten conference game. First one, obviously, in a couple years that you've been able to have fans there.
Mm-hmm. The last time Michigan came to Pinnacle Bank Arena, it was a close one.
It was rowdy as well.
And I think, I don't think, I know that this Nebraska basketball team is better than that one.
Yes.
Granted, Michigan also better. Juwan Howard is, I'm going to be honest, when Michigan hired Juwan Howard, I didn't know. I was like, I don't think this is going to work. I think they're just hiring him because it's a former player and, really big name.
Mm-hmm.
But he has proven me wrong. He is a great coach at Michigan. Keeps getting NBA looks, but I don't think he wants to leave. I think he's really happy at Michigan.
He's got a good gig.
So it's going to be really nice. Nebraska basketball going up against Michigan and Juwan Howard. And this game December 7th is going to be amazing with the fans back in the building and Michigan Juwan Howard coming to town.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a blast. And I mean, frankly, non-conference Nebraska has a decently tough, or I guess exciting slate would be a better word to categorize their non-conference schedule with Auburn and all that going on. We've talked about that, the Big Ten ACC Challenge and stuff. But really this front half, or the first 4 games, let's just do that. First 4 games. On the road, Indiana; at home, Michigan State, Ohio State; and then on the road, Michigan State.
That's a tough first 4.
So that's a tough first 4 there.
Tough first 4.
Which,
granted, you don't really know what Indiana is going to be, but historically, Indiana, really good basketball school, really good basketball team. Mike Woodson has been a really good coach professionally. I don't know how it's going to work collegiately, but I feel like he's still going to be really good. I mean, he's coaching basketball. The hardest part would be the recruiting for him since he hasn't had to do it before, but he's coaching basketball. He's good at that. He knows how to do that.
And Husker fans will remember this name, Kenya Hunter, is on his staff at Indiana, who is a very, very good recruiter. And
Nebraska basketball fans love Kenya Hunter.
Yeah, and so that'll be another thing to watch there. But like I said, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. Those are your first 4. It's going to be a good litmus test, I guess, for Nebraska. It's going to be
a massive gap.
Well, there's Christmas
the break.
Yep.
That is a massive December 4th, December 7th, and then January 2nd.
Yeah. So there's going to be a pretty big gap in there between Michigan and Ohio State, but it's going to be a good test and a good sample of what Nebraska is going to, and that's where even if Nebraska, let's say, is 4 games over, well above 500, like you expect them to be after a non-conference play, they could start out 0-4, but that's one of those things where I guess
depends on how it looks.
Yes, exactly. And so, and then
I would expect at worst 1-3 in the first 4 conference games. I think you should be able to get 1. If you're if you're going to tell me you're going to lose 2 games, I'm expecting Michigan State. I expect you to win one of Indiana and Ohio State, if not both. And then, you see what you can get with the 2 Michigan schools.
Yeah. And you kind of hope that you can kind of sneak one out, I suppose. But then after Michigan State, in the Big Ten Conference lightens up a little bit.
Rutgers
Rutgers, Illinois at home, on the road at Purdue, and then Indiana at home. And so you really don't face Northwestern, Minnesota, Iowa until February 5th is the first time you play Northwestern.
Mm-hmm. And even then, like the same with Nebraska football. Every time Nebraska basketball plays Northwestern, it's close.
Well, you never know what you're going to get. Those are the teams that, they can just come out of nowhere and squeak out a win, whether it's at home or on the road. And so there's definitely some stuff to be excited about when it comes to Nebraska basketball. However, you can almost say that we're going to have that conversation of, man, the Big Ten is so good that even if Nebraska finishes, knock on wood that they don't do this, but finishes 12th in the conference, it's like, man, look at how good the Big Ten Conference is. And last year you had that conversation, but then they didn't. The conference as a whole didn't really have a good showing in the big dance necessarily.
4th or 5th for Nebraska basketball in the conference.
Yeah, and actually, let's stop right there. We're gonna take a break.
I was looking. I was looking at the teams while you were talking.
No, that's okay.
I'm just like trying to figure out who I think. And in case anybody was wondering, your first look at Chucky Hepburn in a Wisconsin uniform versus Nebraska, January 25th
at home
at PBA, and then at Wisconsin March 6th.
Yeah, they end the slate with Wisconsin on the road. So let's go ahead and take a break. 402-464-5685. Send in your thoughts, your expectations for Nebraska ball going into this season. Once again, Nebraska has received their conference slate. They open up on December 4th with Indiana. We'll talk about expectations and more next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Andy, when people drive by your lot, they don't see as many new Hondas as normal, but I'm told you have hundreds on the way.
We sure do, Charlie. We have more than 500 to choose from that are either here or on the way. Most of them are inbound.
Do you still have that great financing, Andy?
We do, as low as 0% APR financing on select new Honda.
What about used cars and trucks?
Well, right now we have more than 120 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, and just about any make or model. And we have over 50 certified pre-owned Hondas to choose from.
Andy, that is really great news for your customers. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses. And you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their new Empyrean, New Belgium, and Prost selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Everyone loves a good deal, and there's plenty of great options right now at Brown Shoe Fit for their summer clearance sale. Check out their multiple sizes and widths in sandals with brands like Clark's, Keen, Atrex, and many more. Hurry in for the best selection because this sale only goes to the end of the month. It's the summer clearance sale at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric has been serving Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for over 50 years. They've been a trusted name to deliver honest, quality services you can count on. It's always important to know someone you can trust, whether it's for your home or your business. Action is well established and offers convenience and reliability, always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Monday nights are now famous for something else. Powerball. That's right. Powerball is adding Monday nights to the lineup so you have more days to play. Plus, with a starting jackpot in the millions, you don't want to pass up this chance to score a bundle of money. Get pumped for Powerball with drawings Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We get this on the text line, 402-464-5685. Rico just had a baby, so clearly he's lacking sleep, which is affecting his judgment as Qdoba guy.
What did I? Oh, is it the
Mike
Knicks thing?
Woodson. Yep.
Mike Woodson or the Knicks thing?
Knicks.
Bro, Mike Woodson is an amazing human being, and also the Knicks are going to be fantastic.
You called him Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head. His beard is perfect.
Yes, it is.
His beard is perfect. He has a bald head, and if he wore glasses, he would look like Mr. Potato Head. That's all it is. It's not to be insulting. I say that with love in my heart. I love my old Mr. Potato Head coach.
Does he know that he gets called Mr. Potato Head?
I believe he does.
Okay.
So a lot of New Yorkers were calling him that.
So he's aware of it. All right. So we finished with this. We were talking about December 4th, Indiana, Nebraska. They'll get, as Rico said, you'll get your first look at Chucky Hepburn, former Bellevue West standout in a Wisconsin uniform, January 25th against Wisconsin.
Bro, he's about to tear it up.
It's going to be fun to watch to see how he works in that Wisconsin offense. We'll run through a couple of these other ones. January 11th, they have Illinois at home. January 17th, they get Indiana at home.
Illinois at home, we can see Kofi Coburn.
Yes, because he did go back.
He did.
Yes.
No Ayo Dosunmu, though.
He's with the Chicago Bulls, baby.
We'll see if they run their offense through Kofi Coburn or if they have somebody out there to handle the rock.
We'll see.
I think you'd be able to run it through, kind of like a Shaquille O'Neal in Orlando. I don't know about a Nikola Jokic. I don't know how good of a passer he is, but kind of like a Shaquille O'Neal in Orlando, where you got the big man, or maybe more of a Dwight Howard-esque big man in the post, kind of doing his thing and just kicking it out to some shooters. I don't know who's on their roster, how many shooters they have.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a pretty good way to go about it. Because, I mean, Coburn is massive. Like, he's probably the strongest basketball player in the Big Ten.
He's big.
So
that's another reason is, like, I kind of just want to go to see him in person.
Oh, yeah. So I think you'd be able to do that. Just give it to him in the post, let him go to work. And if he needs to kick it out.
Absolutely.
If not, dunk on somebody, because that's what he did all last season.
True. February 1st, they go to Michigan. February 22nd, my 21st birthday, they go to Northwestern.
You should go to that game.
I should not.
Why not?
Northwestern Nebraska basketball games don't really excite me.
Really? Why not?
They're one of those games that I think would be better to watch on TV.
I mean, I watch all of them. I've only been to a couple of Nebraska basketball games.
Yeah. And then the more important one for everybody, Iowa. They travel to Iowa City February 13th, and then just 12 days later on the 25th, Iowa comes to PBA.
Show out.
So, Rico,
yes.
we're getting a lot of the same kind of thoughts on the text line here about expectations for this Nebraska basketball team. And obviously you have newer guys, whether it's, talking about Bryce or CJ Wilcher, Alonzo Verge. Trey McGowan's was in here yesterday, and within the first 5 minutes talked about Alonzo Verge. A lot of people are talking about Alonzo Verge,
that's good.
Which is very exciting. Do
they call him ISO-Zo? Does he ISO a lot? If not, we should get that started, because that's what they called Alonzo Trier in New York. But I love the name so much that I think Alonzo Verge should be ISO-Zo.
ISO-Zo. I'll try to let that
Even
stay.
if he doesn't ISO a lot, just when he does ISO.
ISO-Zo.
Everybody yells out ISO-Zo.
So, yeah, Alonzo Verge is making some waves. Obviously, Bryce, Trey McGowan's, Derek Walker, Wilhelm. Your guy,
My
Goggles.
guy.
And so there's a lot of stuff to be excited about. Plus, with just Fred Hoiberg, unlike it is with the football program,
you have a 7-footer in Oleg Kolyanets, even though people try to discount, Oleg, and he got here. He was the last person to get here to join the team, and he was overseas. Even though people try to discount, maybe he's a little skinny or maybe he's not strong enough. I mean, he's a 7-footer. And when Wilhelm was in here, he was talking about, you've got 3 almost 7-footers down there in the paint battling for rebounds, and he says it's a battle, it's a fight every single day, but afterwards it's all love. So you actually have a 7-footer on your team to help grabbing boards, and you surround him with all kinds of athleticism. I'm not saying he's going to start. I'm not saying he's going to get a bulk of the minutes, but when he is in there, he's going to make an impact.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's definitely, like I said, there's stuff to be excited about. The expectation for Fred Hoiberg and his coaching staff is still very, very high, as it should be, because we talk about it quite often. It's easier to turn around a basketball program. You can get a couple high-level guys, and we've thought that Nebraska has had and received high-level transfers in previous years. However, it seems like this year it's on another level. Whether you're talking about CJ or you're talking about Alonzo Verge, ISO-Zo, or
as Rico will refer to him.
Even on the recruiting terms with the 5-star Bryce McGowan's, obviously. And so
high 4-star Wilhelm.
Yeah. From Matter Day out in California. Like, there's a lot to be excited about with this coaching staff, just to see what they can do with a program like Nebraska when they're given the resources, and it's definitely on the up and up. So what would constitute a successful season? What would be the bottom line for you, Rico, to where Nebraska would be successful? I'll give you a couple examples because we've gotten these on the text line. It's NIT appearance, which I think would be okay.
A pretty good season.
I think you need to go up a little bit more, and
I'd say like making the NIT is like a pretty good season, but to be considered a successful season, you need to get a couple wins in the NIT. You can't just make it and be like, yeah, we made the NIT tournament and then bow out in the first round. I'm not saying you have to get to the championship game and win it, but if you can, get to the Final Four in the NIT, or get to the championship game, even if you lose that, like, that's a successful season.
I agree with you there, and I think another thing that I've thought about is with the Big Ten Conference being so talented from top to bottom, or I guess you can take out a couple of the teams at the bottom there. being talented,
top to
pretty
almost
much.
bottom.
Yeah, top to almost bottom. There you go. You can say that as long as they get a first day bye at the Big Ten tournament, then that's a successful season, because that's something that Nebraska has not been able to have in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
And that can do wonders for you just in terms of another day of rest. And that's if you get lucky enough to play one of those teams that did play on the first day,
maybe they're a little
tired for them. You're rested. You can scout a little bit more. It's just more time for you to relax and make sure you're all treated up and ready to go for whoever you do play, especially when you're going to find yourself against a number 2 seed Michigan or a number 1 seed Wisconsin or whoever it is.
Wisconsin 1 seed?
No, I just said it. And so either way, it's just whoever you're going up against, those guys, or Illinois when you're going up against Kofi Coburn. I'm sure an extra day of rest and not having to play, a gritty team like Penn State, I guess, for Derek Walker would be huge if he has to go up against Kofi the next day. And so little things like that can do wonders for a program, whether or not it's just playing on the first day or being able to, have a first day bye. So that could be a successful season for you. It could be a big dance appearance, which everybody thinks that this team right now, they feel like this team has the talent to make the tourney.
This team definitely has the potential. They've got all the right pieces, and based on what we've been hearing out of practice and what we've been hearing from the other players, I mean, they're not going to talk bad about themselves.
No.
But what we've been hearing, this team has the potential, the talent, the skill to make an NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Whether they finally get the monkey off their back and win a tournament game is yet to be seen. I don't know. I think in the first couple of years of Fred Hoiberg's tenure, this is easily the best team that he has, and the team most likely to do that. And if they can get that off their back, that is even more than a successful season. That is an amazing season, and just above and beyond probably what people imagine this team doing. I do think that this team can make an NCAA tournament, but then from there, it's who they get matched up with, and whatever happens. I think they can. I think with everything they have, the athleticism, the shooting, the now size. We can say that now about Nebraska basketball. The size that they have. When's the last time you were able to say that? The size, the athleticism, the shooting, the leadership that they have. They've got veteran leadership on this team as well. They've got everything you need to be an NCAA tournament 1 game winning program. You just got to put it all together now.
Yeah, and hopefully having a full off season with the bulk of these guys, minus Casey and minus Oleg, most of the guys were there. And it's not like Alonzo Verge is coming in from high school and has to make a huge transition either. So we get this off the text line 402-464-5685. Nebraska ball fan says, my expectation is for them to make the NCAA tournament and to finish in the top 6 of the Big Ten.
That's a first round bye in the Big Ten tournament, right?
Yes. I think that's
4. Yeah, that's one game bye.
That's a 1 game bye.
Because top 4
get 2 days bye, 2 day buys.
Then the next 4 get 1 day. Yeah.
There you go. And you have to think that if the conference is as deep as we're expecting it to be, then if Nebraska finishes 6th in the conference, the Big Ten usually gets 7 or 8 teams in.
Something like that.
So you have to think that, maybe Nebraska, and that's where this non-conference schedule is going to be huge for them. You have opportunities to go up against Auburn,
some quality wins.
If you look at Auburn, and I talked about this last week, I believe, if you look at Auburn and you look at their record last year, it wasn't necessarily great. But if you look at the talent that they have coming in terms of transfers, they have a 5-star, I think the 4th best player in the country in the recruiting classes last year is now a freshman at Auburn. So if you look at the talent, they're expected to, improve from last year. So that could be, and you never know how a team is going to be performing at the end of the season to make that a quality, a quadrant 1 win. Is that the term that they use?
Yeah. Quad 1,
quad
3,
2, yeah,
etc.
And so that's just
because when you beat at the time that you beat them, it'll be neutral site. It won't be a home game for them. It'll be a neutral site, so you could, I don't know, depending on what their record is at the time, quad 2, quad 3 win. But by the time the season comes around, it could be considered a quad 1 win if they take care of business in the SEC. Not saying they're going to win the SEC, but if they take care of business in the SEC and they beat a couple teams who are on the higher end of it, if they sneak a win past a Kentucky, maybe they can vault Nebraska, if Nebraska beats them, into a quad 1 win, which would be fantastic. You've got Creighton. You're playing Creighton at PBA, or is it Omaha?
It is at PBA.
Yeah, at PBA. Depending on how Creighton's season goes, could be considered a quad 1 win.
Yeah, it's all opportunity. And we say this before every season, but it feels like this season there's definitely some hope there. 402-464-5685. Unnamed texter says, which one of you psychopaths put PB&J on hamburger buns?
We can hit that in the next.
Yes, we're gonna take a break. We'll get to that after this. More up next. One final timeout on the happy hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Sunny skies, very comfortable conditions this afternoon. Will top out at around 83. A northwest wind coming in at around 10. Heading into tonight, mostly clear, a low dropping down to 53. The quiet weather continues tomorrow. Will be sunny with a high once again near 83. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years and can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric has been serving Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for over 50 years. They've been a trusted name to deliver honest, quality services you can count on. It's always important to know someone you can trust, whether it's for your home or your business. Action is well established and offers convenience and reliability, always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Rico dancing to Industry Baby. Shout out Industry Baby. He was bouncing in the chair before we even got back to break. We were on the final commercial there, and Rico was testing the.
I had to test the rigidity of the chair.
All right, couple minutes left here. We didn't get to this earlier in the show, like I was planning on it because we were busy talking about slow pitch softball. But we got this off the text line. Drumstick. Speaking of fantasy, who are your guys' picks this year? We're gonna run through our starters on our team. So. Rico's in 3 leagues. I'm in 4.
Don't judge me.
I wasn't a big fan of being in 4 because that's a lot.
I wasn't planning on being in 3. I was planning on being in 1.
Yeah.
And then that one didn't happen.
Which brings up a good question on in my brain. Why don't we have a ticket fantasy league?
Because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to actually go through the process. And people are in 1. I think Schaefer might be in 2.
Interesting.
But I think one of them is for money. I think Happer might be in 1 for money or something. People want to do it if it's for money. They don't want to just do it for fun.
I understand that, I suppose. Okay, so Rico, I'll let you go first. Say your team and who you think your best player on that team is going to be.
Okay, so I guess this would be my best team. My team's name is Saquad's Barknees.
I'm not going to be able to say my team's name.
Makes sense. My quarterback is Justin Herbert. I've got Saquon Barkley, who's my best player. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, George Kittle, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Tucker, and the Patriots defense.
That's not too bad.
I also have Matt Ryan as my backup quarterback. Damian Harris.
Homer.
Raheem Mostert, Jamar Chase, Adam Thielen, and Noah Fant. Okay,
that's not bad at all. So I'll tell you this. My name involves Randy Gregory. So
that's it. That's all he needs to say.
With a picture of Randy Gregory.
That's all you need to say.
So this is a 2 quarterback league. It's with some buddies that I played high school baseball with. It's a 2 quarterback league, so we get to play quarterback as an OP. Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs.
Were you one of the people that took your quarterback first?
Yeah, I actually took both my quarterbacks in my first 2 picks.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes.
So I've found out, or at least for me, I tried to take a tight end first because it's hard to find a good tight end.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's decent enough running backs and wide receivers, but tight end, there's 4 good ones.
Obviously it depends on the league. And since this was a 2 quarterback league, I'm like, man, if I can load up on both my quarterbacks. So I had Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp, TJ Hawkinson. My second quarterback is Dak Prescott.
Okay, that's not bad. Dak puts up numbers.
Yes, exactly. Tampa Bay's defense and Harrison Butker.
I kept debating whether I wanted to grab a what is his name? Now I just forgot his name. Heisman winner, LSU.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. I kept debating if I wanted to grab Joe Burrow because they're going to suck, so he's going to have to throw the ball.
Yep.
Like, that's kind of another, like, I'm just like, if I get a backup quarterback on a sucky team, not a backup, but my backup quarterback is on a sucky team, I can just be like, all right, they're facing a good team. They're going to be down. They're going to chuck the ball a lot. Let's do it.
You'll like this, Rico. I picked Mac Jones. He is my third quarterback on this.
Dude, apparently Stephen A. Smith thinks Mac Jones is going to lead the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
Who knows?
I think a rookie quarterback has ever played in the Super Bowl.
No, I think Mac Jones is very good. I think he's going to be good.
It's going to be fun to watch a quarterback actually sling it around the yard. I do love Cam Newton. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I love Cam Newton, but he could barely throw the ball. So watching Mac Jones throw the ball in preseason has made me happy.
Yeah. So I have Mac Jones there. So we'll see how the season, the fantasy football season goes. It starts tomorrow night, Cowboys and Bucks. Thursday night football. So a good Thursday night matchup.
Who wins?
Bucks, I think.
You think?
I don't know. I have Dak's arm, but I have Tampa Bay's defense.
What? See, I hate it. I can't do that.
So we'll see what happens.
You have to choose one, and then I have to switch the other one.
I may choose
because you're sitting there and you're just like, all right, Dak threw a touchdown. Oh no, Dak threw a touchdown.
Should Mac Jones get the start week 1 for me?
Yes, he should
against Miami.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we might take a chance on Mac Jones.
Do it.
Okay, we need to get to this. We have a couple minutes left. I walk in today to the station about 12:15.
Sure.
And I have my lunch. And
in your lunch pail, because you think that you're a construction worker.
I said it was my lunch pail, which was not a good start.
It's a lunch bag.
Yes, it's a lunch bag. And so I pull out my lunch, and it contains peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. However, they were on hamburger buns. Because
what kind of psychopath are you?
Let me explain. Because my parents, they had chicken patties for dinner last night. So they used like the chicken, like buns for chicken patties. And I didn't want the buns to go to waste left over. So I was like, we're going to use these for PB&J. Who cares? It's bread. It's bread. I do the same thing with hot dogs.
There's too much bread.
No, you just increase the amount of peanut butter and jelly.
There's too much bread.
No, there's not.
It's too much. It's like a mound of bread.
No,
and then
it's
you're
not.
just like, you have to get through all the bread to get to the peanut butter and jelly, and it's too much. That's like I've done it from time to time, but I hate it. Just using a regular slice of bread for a hot dog.
No,
it's just disgusting. It
Okay,
doesn't.
yes,
it's
that's
just
bad.
wrong.
That's bad.
A hamburger bun for peanut butter and jelly is wrong, and you will not convince me otherwise. It's too much bread. I'm disappointed in you. You might as well just put the peanut butter and jelly in your hands, put them together, and then just lick your hands clean.
Well, I hate to tell you, Rico, but it's going to happen tomorrow.
Disgusting.
It's going to happen with hot dog buns. So we'll just see what happens.
I'm about to throw your lunch out.
That is all we have for today. Appreciate you guys listening to us talking Husker basketball. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. It's Thursday.
Adios.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning